The next stage is 2-1 mainframe tail servo assembly. So at this stage we bolt the tail servo to the frame. Again, the frames are in a bag number 201, which is not a Ziploc bag, so I'll cut it open and take out the frames, noting that there is a couple of screws in here, so I don't want to lose them. Careful. There we go. There's the 2 screws and the 2 frames, signed by Jonas. We don't need the left frame right now. It's the right frame. Go. So it's a 2mm hex. Again, there's the threads. Again, just Loctite on the first couple of threads. Now note the orientation, and if you note where the servo fits, you've got screw holes here for different sizes of servos, but for the standard 12mm micro servo you're using these 2 rear holes for your screws. So I'll get that lined up. Insert the screw. Snug it down, not tight yet. Okay, same amount of Loctite. Line the holes up. Again, a couple of fingers is all you need. There you go, that's the servo mounted, so that's build stage 2.1 done. So we're up to build stage 2.2, which is called main frame set assembly. The first stage here is just mounting the ESC to the battery mounting rail. So this is bag 202. Now there's quite a lot going on in bag 202. We only need a few of the bits out of it at this point. And we need the ESC, of course. So we need the mounting rail, and we need zip ties. Now the parts that are for the later frame assembly are in a separate bag, so I'll put them to one side, so I don't need them yet. Now in here, I've got the plug and play version of the kit, which comes with the ESC with all the servo, all the connectors already soldered on, but you get in the kit a connector to solder your own ESC if you're using your own. I don't need those, so I'll stick them back in the bag. So what I need is these 2 countersunk head screws, the frame rail, and the zip ties. Goes that way up, so you've got the heatsink pointing down, and there's pre-made holes for the heatsink and little grooves for the cable ties to make it all line up nicely. So you're making sure that the cable tie lock is the right way around. Pass it through. Good and tight. You could, if you want, put some double-sided tape on to make it extra secure. I don't really think that's necessary, to be honest, but I could always come back to it if I want to put some on. See how it feels once I've got it zipped in place. The instructions don't call for any tape, so I'll just go with instructions. Cut off the excess. That's a neat installation. Now the battery connector goes in here. Probably would have been better to actually do this before I strapped the ESC down. There we go. As I say, probably better to do that first, just make it a bit easier. Now these are going into metal nuts, so a little bit of Loctite. Same amount. And just snug them down, there's no need to go nuts. Yeah, sometimes, you know, I forget to wipe the screws. It's really, unless it's a critical screw. Don't get too excited about it. I've never had one come loose. Modern grades of Loctite are very tolerant of a little bit of oil and screws. Never had any trouble. So there you go. That's quite a neat little installation. Next stage.